All praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. How do police see black gun owners today? Give all praise to honor. Give all praises and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Rock a thumb.
Guns. They are symbols of power, weapons of war, centers of controversy. And over the past year, sales have been through the roof. Have you seen an increase in demand?
1,000% increase.
Since the beginning of March last year, the FBI has conducted over 46 million firearm background checks. The National Shooting Sports Foundation found that 40% of those sales were for first-time buyers.
The single stack was just one line. Pop open like that, you know I'm very, very, very bougie and anal.
And that purchases by black Americans increased more than any other race, up 56%. I'm a licensed gun owner here in California, and I've been going to the ranges for over a decade. Until recently, everyone there, well, they looked like me. But that's changing.
I think that just being black and being in this country, me and a lot of my friends were just like, we need to make that purchase. So a lot of us purchased last year during the pandemic, and now that things are kind of lifting, we're getting out and getting lessons and learning.
Aaron Wood and 20 other students came out here to the mountains north of Los Angeles for a beginner handgun course. It's being offered through Redstone.
How do police see black gun owners? All right, it's a pandemic of brothers and sisters getting a lot of guns, all right, off of panic mode and off of safety because, you know, I didn't get to the speech that the lady said, but she said, hey, the police can't help me, so I got to help myself, right? But let's see how the police looks at black gun owners. Very important.
Inside an Alabama mall, and now police are saying they may have shot the wrong man. One man was killed by police, but officers say he's not the person who originally shot and wounded two others. Right now, a gunman is still at large after a shooting inside an Alabama mall, and now police are saying they may have shot the wrong man. One man was killed by police, but officers say he's not the person who originally shot and wounded two others. Right now, investigators think a fight outside a shoe store may have sparked all of the violence there. The man killed by police has been identified as 21-year-old Emantic Fitzgerald Bradford Jr. His aunt says he was a former member of the Army.
I found out about it on Facebook, and then I called my brother, and it was terrible. And my brother is sick now. He's a cancer patient, and he's sick, and his mom's, and that's his mother's only child. They didn't have to take him like that. He was not the shooter, and he's out here at large. Why are the police not out here trying to get him? Whoever that person is.
Friends and family of the victim gathered today outside the mall to protest and demand justice. One protester called for a boycott of the mall, while others carried banners demanding a stop to gun violence.
All right, that was 2 years ago. The brother got killed, all right? He was a gun owner. He was a military man, all right? He was a law-abiding citizen, black man with a gun, and he was trying to save a mall. This was 2 years ago, right? We're going to follow the patterns and see, are gun owners, all right, well off for carrying guns, or do we need to do something else and trust Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai in all that we do, all right? Let's keep going, though, man. Let's keep going, though. All right? That was 2 years ago. Man at the mall trying to save them all. He gets killed, right? But you got, what's his name? Whatever the guy name is that killed, I think it was a so-called Jewish boy or man and about 3 people. Well, y'all know his name. In fact, they say he coming out to Arizona anyways, I heard. But yeah, he was found not guilty to all of them in self-defense, trying to white guy, trying to protect the property that he had nothing to do with. And he gets saved by police. But this man dies trying to save a whole mall of a gunman, all right? And my question is, how do police see black gun owners? Let's keep going, though. This is last year.
The other news we've been following, the family of a security guard who was shot and killed by police 2 years ago says they're heartbroken
2 years ago.
and frustrated that the officer will not be prosecuted.
And now they're saying that laws need to be changed. Our Dana Reddick has that story.
And I'm very, very hurt.
It's been 2 years since Beatrice Roberson's 26-year-old son, Jamel, was killed. She's been waiting all this time for one thing.
We want justice for Jamel. I want justice for my son.
Roberson was working as a security guard inside Manny's Blue Room bar in South Suburban Robbins when an active shooter opened fire in the bar, wounding 4 people. Midlothian police officer Ian Covey was one of many responding to the call. Once inside, investigators say Covey saw Roberson dressed in all black, holding a gun, pinning someone to the ground. Covey told Roberson to drop his weapon, and when he didn't, mistaking him for the suspect, Covey fired shots.
He was shot in his back. So even if he gave a command, put the gun down, Jamel didn't know who was talking to him. It was chaos.
Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox has reviewed the case for the past year, looking at evidence handed over by the Illinois State Police. The file consisted of more than 100 interviews with law enforcement and civilian witnesses, 911 calls, and police dash cam, cell phone, and bar surveillance video. Today, she announced after a thorough review, she feels the evidence is insufficient to criminally charge the police officer and that the use of deadly force was not unreasonable given the totality of the circumstances.
I'm very, very disappointed in the state's attorney's office. Jamel was a good guy, as they say, with a gun. I don't understand all the law. I really don't. I know one thing, that the law needs to be changed. And I know this, that it only works for certain people.
In a statement today, Kim Fox said,
The
quote,
devil.
I am acutely aware in this age of civil unrest.
You got a lot
that
of our
police involved
sisters
shootings are viewed under a microscope, as they very well should
Now,
be.
throw
death
you
of
down the river.
Roberson is tragically heartbreaking.
And a lot of our
While it
brothers
might
as
feel
well,
to
man.
Some people like justice was not served
Look at
here.
that.
I have both an ethical and legal obligation to make charging decisions based on the law and the evidence.
Jamel Roberson was an actual hero. He saved lives. He laid his life down unnecessarily.
Roberson's family now asking the governor and attorney general to step in.
I will not stop fighting for Jamel as long as I live. My family and I will never be able to put this behind us.
Another black hero who was a gun owner, all right? Another black hero who was a gun owner. He was a security guard, saving people. And what happened? He gets killed. Let's get some more, man. We gotta show that this is a holy war, man. This got nothing to do with the carnal weapons, even though we getting murdered by them, which we know. But guess what? The Most High says, lean not on your own understanding, man. I know we got to protect ourselves, but guess what, man? If you really believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai and really trust that the Lord is looking out and watching over his saints, right? Then you'll know that the Most High is a defender of the nation of Israel. No knock warrant shot.
Showing results for no knock warrant.
Outrage is growing over a deadly police shooting in Minneapolis early.
All right, Minneapolis, where George Floyd got killed at. All right, Minneapolis. Now this brother, this young brother, no record, none of that. He was a gun owner, as we see at the beginning of all these videos. that these gun owners, it was a spike, it was a rise in black gun owners owning guns. Black gun owners owning guns, and it was a high rate of brothers and sisters buying guns, you know what I'm saying, all over America like it has never been before. All right, during the Trump administration. But this is recently. This is a few days ago, maybe a week. Oh, it says 13 days ago. All right, let's go.
Outrage is growing over a deadly police shooting in Minneapolis early Wednesday morning. We want to warn you, the police body cam footage is graphic and may be difficult to watch. A SWAT team carrying out a no-knock warrant shot and killed Amir Locke. The 22-year-old black man was not the subject of the warrant and, as seen in the video, was asleep under blankets when officers entered. The interim Minneapolis police chief said officers, quote, loudly and repeatedly announced they were there before they went into the apartment, though the video doesn't show that. Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison will join in the review of the body cam footage. We're joined now by Newsy Justice correspondent Jamal Andrus. Jamal, can you walk us through what happened?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Bianca, before we show the video, I want to mention a couple things. One that you touched on already. First, that Amir Locke was not the subject of that search warrant. And second,
wrong man once again.
Was an investigation owned by the St. Paul Police Department rather than the Minneapolis Police Department. MPD was sort of carrying out the search warrant, but this was St. Paul's investigation. So as the video starts, to provide a little context, you know, this is 7 a.m. in the morning. We see that these officers have a key. And again, we don't hear them on this video announce themselves before entering
they got keys
the threshold. Now. After they enter the threshold, that's when you start hearing search warrant, MPD repeatedly over and over by these officers. After they get into the building, they actually kick the couch. You'll see them sort of kick the couch once they get in and startle Amir Locke in that situation. And shortly after that is when he sort of emerges from under the covers he was in. The family says he was asleep. This was a friend's house. He was sleeping over there. And then shortly after that, that is when you see the gun emerge. The last thing I want to mention in regards to that firearm is that if you watch it closely, his finger is not actually on the trigger. And I don't say that to say that police officers saw that his finger wasn't on the trigger, but if you watch it closely, his finger was not on the trigger, sort of speaking to potentially his intent with that firearm. As you may have heard by this point, he was licensed to carry that firearm. It was a legally owned weapon. And again, a lot of answers here. We just recently heard from the family of Amir Locke, who spoke about his death during a press conference joined by civil rights attorney Ben Crump. And obviously, they are devastated with this. This all takes place in less than a minute.
Is a sellout too.
And is reminiscent of so many police shootings that we have seen where officers lean on the fact that this is a split-second decision. And family members point out that it was a split-second situation for this victim as well, Amir Locke, 22-year-old.
And we know Minneapolis.
Hey, man, we're going to keep going, man. How does police, because that who are you offending yourself from? All right? You are offending yourself from any danger, all right, any harm that is approaching you. That's why majority of our people is buying these guns, all right? But the point I'm making is, what's the point if the devil got the gun and the devil, all right, so-called, people groups can hide behind a badge and get away with this stuff, man. Right? There's a war. Like I said, this is a holy war, people. Right? They taking us out 1 by 1, 3 by 3, 2 by 2s, as much as possible. But let's keep going, man. All right, this Breonna Taylor. We know about her.
Case, and tonight we're seeing new body camera footage of the chilling moments after Taylor was shot dead by police officers in her home last March. This was after her boyfriend Kenneth Walker fired a shot which police say injured one of those officers. The officers have said that they announced themselves before breaking into the home, but Walker disputes that, saying that he thought they were intruders. Take a look at what happened next. Here's ABC's Alex Perez.
All right, we ain't got to see that. So basically the brother had a gun and he shot to defend his wife as he supposed to as a man. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, these roaches and heathens don't like when they get it. All right. So let's get some scriptures on it, man. Yeah, because this is folly, man. All this stuff has been nothing but folly. That's it. All right. Now I want to show y'all one more thing before that, because I looked up. All right, there was on Fox News. All right, I looked at Fox News one day, and while I was looking at Fox News, I was looking at how they had a chart up there. They had a chart on police brutality, like that's in the stock market. Police brutality, investors are people are investing in the police brutality, academic that's going on with all these years, man. And they go way back to Martin Luther King assassination. And the man showed that being truthful, you know what I'm saying? It's probably some Luciferian thing they was doing anyways, because the devil like to boast. But anyways, he had to apologize. What was his name? I think his name was, let's see. I'm going to pull out this chart real quick. Hey, man, war is here, man. War been here. We all barely waking up to it. Most brothers and sisters woke up based off all the warfare that's been going on with our people, man. All right, so let's get this real quick. This is all right, so basically, let me see if I get his name. If I can't get his name. So he pulled out a chart, right? And if you look at this chart, I don't know if you can see it, but you can look this up, right? And it's a police brutality chart. It says, let's read there real quick. It says Fox News with the look at the stocks, all right, market gains after the killing or beating of unarmed black men was not a take any of us were prepared for. So he was surprised himself, man, how it came up, because they must have been had this, because if you go back way back to slavery, we was the first on the stock market anyways. All right, auction blocks and all that. But if you go from 1960, was it 65? Here's a closer look. Okay, so you got Martin Luther King's assassination at the top. All right, and it was 2.9%. Then they went down to the LA riots with Rodney King, and that was 1.2%. Start going low. Why? Because around that time, stock was going up on everything else. So why would it even matter? And then the next one was Michael Brown event and the era around that time, because that was like at the beginning where it started picking up, right? And then George Floyd as just as high as Martin Luther King's assassination. So he showed that stock, he showed those charts, and basically he had apologized. And he said that it was out of context and all that. Man, the devil's a lie, but let's get that real quick. And then we could bring out a few scriptures.
When things stop working, it's time to get an upgrade. Phone doesn't work? Upgrade.
It's commercials. All right. Now, these two brothers are going to break down why police brutality is a billion-dollar organization now. And everything we do in our dysfunction or in our danger, in our death, in our life period is money, man.
There's an economic play behind.
Salaki.
There's an economic play. There's an economic play behind police brutality. There's a huge, huge economic play. So every year, cities across the United States of America, small and large, they spend millions of dollars in police brutality claims. Because it's like, this isn't common. This isn't new, right? Like, it happens all the time.
They know it's going to happen.
Right. Even if it's not to this extent where somebody gets killed, somebody might get a black eye, somebody might break somebody's ribs. Like,
somebody might be wrongfully accused.
Yeah, it's a lot of police, but that's an issue too, but specifically police brutality.
Right.
So police brutality cases, there's millions of police brutality cases all over the country every single year. Most of the time it's settled with some compensation being paid. And that can go from $1,000 to $100 million, like anywhere in between, right? It depends. So now what people don't fully understand, I think, is that there's billions of dollars that are paid to victims of police brutality every single year.
We hear it all the time.
Yeah.
There was a settlement for $40 million. This person got $25 million. Nobody thinks about. They just hear the number. Nobody thinks about anything else. Where's this coming from?
Yeah, and the crazy. So Chicago, in 2018, $113 million was paid to police brutality.
Settlements and judgments.
That's just shut up money.
And just this $113 million.
And that's just hush money. You know, when they fight, when they lose a case or a case of a murder by the police, and the family lose the criminal case, then they go for the civil case, and they always have this one Negro and his little group, Ben Crump, who are totally Freemasons. All right, they send them that, and that's shut up money. So the business can keep running with all these deaths, man. The people's devils, man.
$113 million was paid to police brutality.
Settlements and judgments.
$113 million in just the city of Chicago in 2018.
1 year.
That's amazing. So it's like, where does this money come from? So this is now you start to peel back the layers. Because if it's like a movie, like you see the Instagram clips. And it's like,
and we in a movie.
So now I feel like I'm actually a detective, right? Because it's like now you got to peel back the layers.
It's weird because at times, like when you hear these settlements, I remember when Dude Diallo got the settlement, it was like, yo, it was $40 million or something of that sort. And it was like, that felt like a victory. It felt like, all right, well, he's been compensated for the abuse that he suffered. And then when you look at like, wait, where did that money come from? It's like, wait, is this really a victory? Should we be celebrating that?
That's the crazy thing about it. Nobody ever thought about where the money comes from. So where does the money come from? The money comes from taxpayers, right? So taxpayers. So that's another thing about police officers. Police officers are public servants, right? We pay, when I say we, tax-paying people of the United States of America pay the salaries and the retirement of the police department. All of that comes from tax dollars. So now the taxpayers are paying for.
I won't go too deep in that. Their channel is let me see. Earn your legislature. The $1 billion business of police brutality. So you can just look that up. All right. So, you know, they exposing their butt, man. And the Most High gotta expose everything and everybody before he come, right? But we have to do our job as men of the Lord and bring this into an understanding based off the script. All right, so let's go to first let's go to Ephesians chapter 6, man, because that's what we dealing with. Right? That's exactly what we're dealing with. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12, man. This is the holy war, man. This have always been a holy war since we got here. All right. So we have to understand the war, right? So we can overcome this thing on a spiritual level that will manifest to a physical one. For instance, us coming into the truth. You can't tell me there's a lot of brothers and sisters that's in this truth that's been getting killed, you know what I'm saying, by these different police groups. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because the Bible says in Ecclesiastes that the hedge or the serpent is outside of the hedge, right? That hedge is what the Lord put on it. Let's get there real quick. The serpent is outside of the hedge. All right, this is Ecclesiastes. All right. It's Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 8. He who digs a pit will fall into it, and a serpent will bite him. Who breaks through a wall, right? Let's get the King James Version. All right. It says, he that digs a pit shall fall into it, right? So he that digs a pit, most of our people, they dig pits and don't even know they're digging pits. That's why the man, the Lord, has to prophesy to warn them there's a pit there, man, right? Because you have spiritual agents and you got physical agents that you've been seeing. Those are the physical agents. But what about the spiritual agents? The stuff that you're doing in the dark, the Most High see that, and he's judging according to it. Right, so we have to be diligent in producing this righteous fruit. This is Ecclesiastes 10, verse 8. He that digs a pit shall fall into it, and whoso breaks a hedge, a serpent shall bite him. So who breaks the hedge, and the hedge is the wall. So whoever breaks that wall through those disobedience and wickedness, you know what I'm saying? That's what happens. That's what happens. All right, so this is Ephesians chapter 6, all right, verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood. This is not flesh and blood, man. And it's spiritual. All these killings have been spiritual. Every event that occurred, especially from 2012 on up, have all been spiritual, man. Everything has been spiritual. Police brutality on the stock market, that's spiritual, man. If you look up, I looked this up yesterday, Mercury was a Greek god. That's the one that they thought Paul was, all right, when he was healing a paralyzed individual in, I think, Athens, right? And you look up who is Mercury, what did Mercury represent? Mercury was the god of finance. He was the god of trading. He was the god of trickery, right? And that's what came to my mind when the brother was talking about the police brutality and all these murders is in the stock market, man. I was like, man, they worshiping the Mercury god, man. All right. He says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against, look at all these different entities that we have to fight, man. All right. It's just spiritual, but it's also, we know it's physical, of course. But we gotta lean into we gotta get all our resources out of the spiritual things of the Most High, you know what I'm saying, in this life, man, so we can survive this thing out and stay in that hedge so the serpent won't bite us. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, right? That's those elites, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places, man, right? And Jake, he got the spirit that's gonna be on Jake gonna be so beautiful, man. Call Allah Bashim Yahweh, man. It's gonna be a beautiful thing to see Jake in real power, man. Our power gonna be way more powerful than any weapon that ever came against us, right? Let's get that real quick. This is Isaiah, all right, chapter 59. Let's get that real quick. This is Isaiah, all right, chapter 59, verse 19. Salaki, verse 21. Or is it 19? Yeah, verse what was it? 59. Isaiah 59. Yep. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 59, verse 21. He says, as for me, this is my covenant with them, says the Lord. My spirit that is upon me, and my words which I have put in thy mouth shall not depart out of thy mouth, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, nor out of the mouth of thy seed, says the Lord, from hence and forever. Right? That word's gonna come up on us, right? But that's why I want to look for that. I was looking for, where's that scripture at? This is Isaiah chapter 59. I'm on 60. All right, look at this. This is Isaiah chapter 59, verse 19. So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and from his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard. That's that wall. Shall lift up a standard against him. See? So the Lord's going to lift up a standard, all right, against our enemies, man. And that's a beautiful thing, man. All right, let's go to Isaiah 54, verse 17. No weapon that is formed against us. So no weapon that even try to form against us, man. Even if a weapon tries to form itself against us, what happens? No weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. It's not going to prosper, man. It's not going to reach. It's not going to be successful in trying to devour and destroy the elect men, women, and children of the Most High. No weapon that is formed against us shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage. We have a heritage, people, of the servants of the Lord, and their righteousness is of me, says the Lord. Yeah, our righteousness outside of Yahweh Shai is filthy rags. That's why he says the righteousness that's on us is gonna be from the Lord, man. All right. At these beautiful scriptures, because at the end of the day, the Lord's gonna redeem us out of these different situations that we all in, right? And so we gotta be prepared, man. We gotta have the right spirit and the right attitude towards this warfare, man. Because we know they're killing us, man. We know that they're doing these things, acting like it's accidents. The Bible clearly quotes that there is no accidents in Ecclesiastics. So when the police go and say they came and accidentally killed, how you accidentally kill somebody and you coming in there to kill somebody? That don't make no damn sense. You know what I'm saying? So these are the scriptures we have to kind of ponder on. Let me see if I can find this one real quick. If I can't. Oh, here we go. There is no mistakes according to the Bible. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 9, verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift. The race is not to the swift, man. So we can carry guns, we can have all type of military power and all that, but the race is not to the swift, man. Nor the battle to the strong. It's not to the strong, man. We know that they're dominating us, but guess what? When the Lord, like I said, when the Most High put that spirit on Jake, hey, that spirit, the spirit that's going to be on Jake, the power that's going to be on Jake is going to flip this whole world upside down. Just look at us speaking the truth, and the world is already being flipped inside out just by us speaking the truth. That's it. Now imagine when we actually have that physical power, man. That physical power to uplift, give this whole world a facelift, man. Right? Look at this. Let's read that again. That's beautiful right there. It says, I returned. This is Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, right? Nor riches to men of understanding, right? So it don't matter if you rich, it don't matter if you poor, everything he about to explain. Whether you rich, these are all positions that people are planted and placed in, but it's all by the Lord, man. You can't get nothing unless the Lord allows it. He says, yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill. Look at this. But time and chance happens to them all. So time and chance happens to all. Everything they get was based off time and chance, man. It just didn't happen. Why it happened? Because the Lord seen it fit to happen, right? I remember I seen one movie. It was talking about, this one guy making all this money and stuff. So like, and he said, they was in a bar. I forgot what movie that was. They was in a bar talking about money and stuff. And he said, you want to know how much God loved money? Look who he give it to, right? And if that's pretty deep when you think about the elites and all these different, they give it to devils, man. They give it to devils. All right. Let's get to let's deal with these police real quick, man. Cause there's a persecution coming. That was all Baba Kashab, all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. Look at this. There's a persecution coming on an even higher scale than what you just seen, brothers and sisters. This what keeps, us alive in this truth. All right. This is 2 Corinthians. Let's get that real quick, chapter 4. And then I'm gonna play that video, and then we can cut it off right there. Well, let's read this real quick. 2 Corinthians chapter 10. This for all gun owners, man. We need to come back to this truth, man. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war according to the flesh, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but are mighty through Yahweh to the pulling down of strongholds. And strongholds being pulled down every day, man. These people are mad. You know what the police is really doing? They're really mad. They really want the brothers out here that's banging on these nations, man. That's who they really want. But since they can't get them, because the hedge is around us, at least right now, right? Until the Most High lifted up, that we may be challenged by our own faith as well. Nevertheless, he has put a hedge over us. So what the police doing? If I can't get them, I get their people that don't got the hedge on them, which is that's in sin and iniquity, right? And we don't know none of these people, but you know what I'm saying? The attack is real, so the warfare must be hey man, all casualties, man, is that's how it is, bro. Like this is real warfare, man. Casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahweh, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. And I always wonder, I said, man, I wonder, it comes to my thoughts every once in a while. I said, man, I wonder how many brothers that got murdered and sisters that got murdered. I wonder how many of them heard some of the man of the Lord on the streets, But I'm gonna leave that for the Most High. All right. What was it? It was. Oh yeah. All right. So I wanted 2 Corinthians. Because the warfare is real, man. The Bible says the beast going to wear out the saints. We being weared out. But I'm going to leave it with this. All right. This is, let's get chapter 4. All right, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 7. But we have this treasure in earthly vessel, that the excellency of the power may be of Yahweh and not of us. Right? So our excellency don't come from us, but it comes from the power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, man. That's the power when we speak the truth. All right? It says, but look at the persecution. Because of that, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed, man. All right? And with that, I'm going to show you this video about the persecution that's coming. All right, this is a FBI data. And let's see how they look at things, man. Because, like I said, this thing picking up. We got to understand what's going on, peoples. We here to warn, man. Civil war is coming and many other situations, but we got to be geared up with the...
What does this tell you?
With the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua, and I'm going to leave it with this. Shalom. Now I want to mess up. Let's go to the quicker place. Give me a second. Bear with me. Yeah, man. The warfare is picking up every day, and we have to be circumspect. Right? We have to understand that this is really a warfare and it's not no game. All right. And like I said,
what does tell you?
For black gun owners, we have to, those that pro-gun and all that stuff. Hey, I know some of y'all got a safe haven and got, if somebody like them type of police and all that come over there, you fortified. But hey, you can't be too fortified with these people, because once they have, if they can't get you and you too fortified, then they send a military or a SWAT team and demonize you as you the criminal and terrorist. So come on, man.
This is actually the FBI unconstitutionally and illegally have classified black people as likely motivated to target law enforcement officers. Over 18,000 agencies.
18,000 agencies. So now they saying that we the terrorists. Look at the demonization, man. We are slowly being demonized every time as though we the ones that's been doing all the killing, man. Let's run that back.
Officers, over 18,000 agencies across this country was sent this memo. Police illegally, unconstitutionally going after black people on sight. So all of these killings of black people, we can file lawsuits whether you harm or not harm. In federal court, 1983 civil suit forms, and file criminal charges against the politicians behind it. Now, they don't want to even release who was responsible, the whole agency. This explains why we have to have three Republican attorney generals. Joe Biden, the president of the United States, got to do something to end it.
And we know he ain't. Shalom.